Equal money excuses. Um, an excuse that is made to for why equal money system is apparently not able to be implemented and will apparently not work is because apparently there will not be enough resources to feed everyone, or there's just not enough to give everyone equal drinking water. So when we say equal money is giving everyone equal access to resources on planet Earth and making sure that everyone is able to live a decent life, giving everyone what they require to live, there's people who is arrogant enough to actually go and say and state that, oh, but it's impossible. Apparently, it's impossible to give everyone what they need. So, there's just, people starve, and that's apparently normal, and that's apparently the only way that we can function as humanity, and that's the only way that we can basically live, apparently, because, you know, people have to starve because there's just not enough on the world. That's how we have been basically programmed and brainwashed to really truly believe that there's not enough on the world, that there's not enough on planet Earth to feed us all. So let's have a look at where this belief comes from. Because um, apparently, when we look at Africa and African people as what's going on now and what has been going on for quite a while in Africa is all those people who are truly starving. I mean, they are skin over bones. They are basically starving. They are completely dependent on us in the West, Europe and America, the rich countries, to give them food and to go over there with our food, with our planes, dropping food for them so they have food. So apparently, we believe that if we were to give them everything they need to basically live a dignified life like we are able to live a dignified life, then that would not be possible. Apparently, there's just not enough on planet Earth, so therefore, we must keep them poor. That's what we're doing. We're keeping them poor so that we can live, so that we can have a dignified life, so that we can have our food and our um, stuff that we need to live. However, let's look at why it is in the first place that apparently Africa has become a land, and not only Africa, but a lot of those countries that is in the south or in the east, a lot of those countries where you have just a very poor population that apparently has not enough resources to provide for themselves and its citizens. Why did they get that way in the first place? Wasn't it because we, the rich countries, just had to colonize everything and just had to plant our flag in every little piece of land and say, this is ours, now I'm going to use this place to basically do with it whatever I want. So then we capitalists, we said, um, I want corn. I just want corn everywhere. And I want corn in everything. So we go and insert our crops into their land, and then we grow corn, for instance, corn in Africa where it shouldn't even be growing. And we've been cultivating the land there in ways that is completely abusive and that is completely destructive and disruptive towards the ecosystem, where we never um, considered the ecosystem in those countries and in that area. We just said, I want this and I want it now, and I must have this now, and this is how it's going to be because that's how I want it to be because I want to make my money. I want to make my profit. This is going for my company, and I want to sell that. So we never, the big corporations, basically no one, not even the government, whom we trust so much to take care of us and the world, not even them, nobody ever considered the consequences of our actions. We only ever had money on our mind. Seriously, all of us, we only ever had money on our mind, and we just thought, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna do, so fuck everything else. and we never even thought about what it would mean to go and use the land somewhere. What does that mean for the ecosystem? What does that mean for the soil and the animals? I mean, we have made a lot of animal species go extinct because we did not consider what they need to survive, and we didn't consider the cycle, the natural cycle that things just need to survive, and that the earth needs to produce food, to produce resources for us to live. We don't consider, for example, that animals eat certain plants. Certain animals have grown accustomed to eating certain plants. So if we take away those plants and we insert our own crops because this is what we want, then these animals are going to go extinct because they don't have anything to feed on anymore. And these animals in turn played a role in the ecosystem of that area by, for example, you have fish that that eat certain seeds from a tree that fall into the water, and then the seed goes through, it's like a berry, it goes through their stomach and through their intestine system, and then it comes out somewhere along the river, and then it grows a new tree. And that's actually how that ecosystem sustains itself, through the animals. So if the animals goes extinct, then even more of that area will become dead, so to speak, because all life is being annihilated by the human, because the human being did not consider the consequences of its own actions. And that's what we've been doing, and that's the core reason for why apparently there's no food in Africa. It's because we've basically taken away any and all means of ever of these people of being able to take care of themselves, because they were able to take care of themselves before we got there and colonialized everything just fine. They never needed our help. We made them that way. We made them dependent on us. And now we're stuck with this feeling of, oh, but so now we have to share. We have to share our stuff that we stole from them basically in the first place. That we're still stealing from them in the first place. Now we have to share our stuff. Oh, but no, that we can't do that. So now we feel threatened in our survival, not even considering where everything we have came from in the first place, from which is complete abuse. I mean, everything we own, everything we have right now comes from abuse in one way or the other. So, when really, even in the messed up state that the world is in now, there is still enough food to feed everyone. There is still enough water for everyone. The problem is that some people have just been using and abusing it to the extent that there's just too much. I mean, there's so much food being thrown away every day in the wealthy countries, because they want some kind of luxury, um, superior way of living. They want to they want to uphold that, which actually is unacceptable. And an equal money will bring an end to this absolute monstrosity of a human society, and everyone will have drinking water, everyone will have food in their stomach, everyone will have a roof over their heads, everyone will be able to fucking live without pain, live without a bowel intestine infection. Everyone will be able to live without fear, to live without being abused, without being sold as a slave, or being hurt in any way whatsoever. There will be taken care of for everyone equally, as how it was always supposed to be. And an equal money will make that happen. So support an equal money if you care, even just a little bit, or if you claim to care about Africa, or if you believe yourself to be a good person, if you believe yourself to be a right person, if you believe yourself to be empathic or spiritual or positive, then you will support an equal money system, because it's the only It's the only valid and acceptable alternative for this world. It's the only solution for this world. And if you investigate an equal money system at www.equalmoney.org, you will see you will see for yourself just how simple and natural an equal money system actually is, and how easy it would be to implement it within society. So go check out the website and see for yourself. Which would you rather have? A system of complete abuse and ignorance of what we have today, which is at the moment spiraling out of control, or a system that actually makes sure that you can live without feeling guilty or without experiencing fear. You can live within the knowledge and the realization that every human being on the planet is equally provided for, and the stuff that you have doesn't come from child labor, and it doesn't come um, from abuse from somewhere on the other side of the world, because we're actually aware of this, and that's why there's this constant sort of nasty experience within ourselves. So the equal money system will eradicate this, and it will be fun. Okay.